Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. I am so excited to be able to share these two houses with you today. So as you can see, we are building in Evergreen Harbor on this 30 by 20 lot. We're building two houses. Both houses are partially furnished, the floor plans have been laid out, the kitchens have been done and so have the bathrooms. But I figured leaving them partially furnished means that you guys can come in with your sim families and really put your own stamp on them and make them your own. I would definitely like to furnish these houses, possibly in a separate video, more like a real-time building thing. So if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, please let me know in the comments down below. But yes, we are currently working on the left house. So I was sort of thinking for this house, I'm thinking the Wheeler's house from Stranger Things. If you're not familiar with that house, it's typically, I would say, American suburban, but from like the 70s, 80s time period. And I love that architecture style so much, especially with like British houses and also American houses. There's just something so comforting about them, and that's definitely what I wanted to bring to these houses, like that comforting sort of realistic vibe. I'm pretty sure we achieved that, but let me know in the comments down below if you think we did. But yeah, I'm so happy with how these two came out. I actually shared a work in progress screenshot on Twitter yesterday and you guys went absolutely nuts for these in the best way possible, and it just made my heart so full. I was like, oh, I'm so glad you like them because I genuinely adore these houses. So if the more like realistic sort of vibe is something that you'd be interested in seeing more of on the channel, again, let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely try to sort of build more houses, more apartments that are like this, because I genuinely love these. I really do. But yeah, it took me a little while to figure out sort of like a color scheme for this house because I wasn't actually working from a reference image, which is really unusual for me. Usually I will have a reference image in front of me so that I can sort of work out what I wanted to do, but it's a really simple sort of shape and I didn't really feel the need to use a reference image. So I was just thinking, okay, well, what sort of color scheme can I go for here? What vibe are we wanting to go for? I didn't want them to stick out like a sore thumb in Evergreen Harbor because, as you can see, it's pretty low key, like the colors that are used in this world. So I didn't want to make it super bright or too overly saturated. I wanted these houses to sort of fit in with this world, and I think they do. I think they fit in really well. And the house on the right, I actually took a screenshot of one of the houses that's like in the world. So they're actually from Debug, I believe. But yeah, I took a screenshot of one of them and then I just sort of put my own RachelPedd sort of flair on the house on the right. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we move on to that one. But yeah, I love these. I love the landscaping is quite low key. I think I wanted it to have like this sort of unkempt vibe, but not like the families don't care. I just wanted it to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more loose and less manicured than I would say some of the houses that I typically tend to build on the channel. And yeah, I just wanted these to have a slightly different vibe to them. I think I achieved that. It definitely took me some time to sort of get used to, okay, don't go too over the top with the landscaping, don't go too over the top with stuff on the inside or the color schemes, because I tend to gravitate more towards, I've noticed, like brighter color schemes, and so this was slightly uncomfortable for me, especially at the beginning. But I think we definitely got used to sort of everything as we were going on. So the windows from high school years, I think they're from high school years. Yes, these windows from high school years definitely came in so handy with this house on the left. The house on the right, I actually used these little windows from the Snowy Escape pack, which I think I've used before, but I just thought they worked so unbelievably well with that house. I was like, it's like they were made for that house, you know? So this is the landscaping that I was referring to. I do pull out some debug items from a lot from Get Together, which I don't think we're too surprised at, because I absolutely adore the debug landscaping from Get Together. The trees, the bushes, like everything is just so perfect. And then I pulled out these. I'm still not entirely sure what these are called, like telegraph poles, something. I really don't know. But I just thought, ooh, these are kind of perfect with this build because Again, adding to that more like realistic vibe. So this is the house on the right that I was referring to just a moment ago. So I was working from a reference image. I'm going to use the term quite loosely because it wasn't a real life reference image, but as I said, I just took a screenshot of a random house in Evergreen Harbor and I just sort of built it around that and just added my own flair to it. So it's, again, a really simple concept, but again, I think it works so well, especially next to the other house. And it was really important for me as well to give your Sims a spacious back garden. So each of the houses has a pretty spacious back garden, I would say. Again, I didn't decorate it. I gave them like a patio, and then I outlined the patio with like a low-lying fence just to sort of add a little bit more detailing. And then you'll just see me here messing around with some of the shutters, some windows, and then I do eventually decide on the windows, as I said, from Snowy Escape, which I just think work so much better. But yeah, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I could use these ones from Growing Together, and I do think they look nice, but I was going for more of like a plain sort of low-key vibe, and these look a little bit too fancy is maybe the word I would say, especially for these houses, because it's just not the vibe that I was going for. So and then so we do change them up, but this house does have like a little roof piece just covering the front door here. And I suppose technically the other house does too on the left, because as you can see, it has like an overhang, which I think from certain angles looks so awkward. Like, I don't know architecturally how that actually works, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Genuinely, I love it so much. So yeah, these are the windows that we end up going for. I just think they look different, but also they add to that vibe that we were talking about earlier. And then yeah, I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was trying to like add some detailing to the roof piece at the front, and then it all went wrong. So I don't like editing that stuff out, because it's just nice to sort of see the process. And that builders are not perfect. We do make mistakes when we're building. But anyway, yeah, then I outlined the back garden here. And again, like you can see, I didn't want the back gardens to touch. It was very important for me to have these houses as like two completely separate entities, but on the same lot. So I don't know how you would play this out, because as far as I'm aware, and I'm not entirely sure how this works, because gameplay wise, I'm not too up to date with the 4M pack and how things work with multiple houses on one lot, but I believe you can have up to 8 Sims in each of these houses. So technically you could have 16 Sims on this lot and then just like play out some sort of storyline. As I was saying at the beginning, I'm not convinced that you could fit 8 Sims, particularly in the house on the right. You possibly could do in the house on the left if you wanted to add a few bunk beds, which, hey, you know, like each to their own. If that's something that you'd like to do, then absolutely go for it. But it was kind of refreshing for me not to actually do too much with the interiors, other than sort of figure out the floor plans and partially decorate, as I was saying at the beginning. Super refreshing for me, and I absolutely cannot wait to see like how you guys put your own stamp on this. So please feel free to send me some screenshots at me on my social medias. I'm RachelPedd across all the social medias. I'd be really interested to see like how you decorate the interiors of these. And as I was saying earlier, I think I would definitely like to try it myself in like a real-time building video. So again, as I said at the beginning, if you would be interested in that, please let me know and I will definitely do that. I've got those 3 houses that I built in the new world that came with For Rent as well. I can't think for the life of me what that world is called right now, but I have those like really colourful pastel townhouses that I could definitely do a video on as well. So yeah, I'm really enjoying exteriors at the moment, which isn't really surprising. I absolutely adore doing exteriors, but then I really enjoy doing interiors like just as much. But then again, it's really nice to just sometimes not do too much with the interiors, because again, it just allows you to sort of go in there and add what you want to add. I did add some bikes outside as well, just for a little bit of detailing. So I was thinking that like these houses definitely have children in them. I didn't really give too much thought to anything else, to be completely honest, like family dynamics, etc., because that's the beauty with this. You can just come in and do whatever you would like. But yeah, I'm just adding some more detailing to the landscaping here. I was debating whether or not, you see this tree in the middle between the 2 lots? I removed that and put that back in so many times, and I was taking screenshots and thinking, okay, well, you know, I think it looks better without, but then it also looks really good with it. And I did my typical thing of just completely overthinking the entire thing with the tree, and I was like, it's really not that deep. I ended up keeping it in because it's kind of like a nice segregation between the two houses, and I think it just allows you to sort of see, right, okay, that's sort of where they divide, although I think without it you can definitely see that as well. I'm blabbing. Are we surprised? Not at all. Anyway, so this is the floor plan for the first house. So my idea is to have the living room just on the left here. We've got the hallway. We have a downstairs bathroom off the kitchen, which I think would be typical for a house of this age, so I quite liked that we sort of did that. And then upstairs we have the 3 bedrooms and then the 1 bathroom. So it's definitely a very, very family oriented house. It's a really good size. All the rooms are perfect for decorating and for gameplay and things like that. So I just hope you have the best time. I genuinely hope you have the best time with these houses. But it did take me a little while because I was thinking, well, maybe I want to give the main bedroom an ensuite, but then like the window placement and stuff, it just wasn't working. So what I decided to do was not give an ensuite to the main bedroom, but just give the family a big family bathroom upstairs. And then they do have a full bathroom downstairs too, just off the kitchen. Again, I think it's pretty like normal for a house like this to have that, so yeah, that's what I did. And then it took me a little bit of a time to sort of figure out the stairs, because once I'd settled on this wooden flooring, which is from base game and I absolutely adore, I haven't used it in the longest time. It was the strangest thing, because I was laid in bed one night, I think it was last week, and I had the most random thought. And I was like, I haven't used that wooden flooring from base game in the longest time, so I think I had that in the back of my mind when I went to go and use this. So yeah, this is the kitchen here. I use base game counters because they do look quite dated, and I just thought they fit in so perfectly with the vibe. And then my sort of idea vision, if you like, for this is that the kitchen's here, and then this space where the wooden floor is, you can have like a big family table, like dining table, so that your Sims can enjoy family meal times. And then this is the bathroom that I was referring to. It does have like a diagonal wall, which is a little bit strange, but I wanted to try and give the kitchen as much room as I possibly could. So yeah, the bathrooms are partially furnished, and it just allows you to sort of come in and add your own clutter and stuff like that. I just think it works really well. And then I pretty much just replicate the downstairs bathroom up here. But I realized that this bathroom was actually really big when I went in there. And so what I did is something that I don't usually do, and I put the kitchen counters in there because, again, I thought with it being quite a dated house, that's probably how it would be. And I also feel like with older houses, the rooms are typically bigger, is what I would say. I know that that's true with a lot of UK houses. You tend to, if you go for like an older house, you do get more room than you would do with like a newer build. Anyway, I digress. We are now working on the other house, which is the smaller of the two. This is the two bedroom, 1 bathroom house. And with this one, I wanted it to be different. So what I decided to do was give it like a completely different color scheme. So we end up going a little bit lighter in here. My sort of idea for this is maybe the family has done some renovation work to it just to make it look a little less dated, like compared to the other house, which I love about that house. I love the fact that it's a little bit dated, but I wanted this one to have just a completely different vibe. So as you can see, we do have a paler color scheme going on in here. And also I wanted the interior to kind of match the exterior too, with it being that sort of blue colour. I was like, oh yeah, it'd be kind of nice for this to have like a lighter, brighter interior, and just to give a completely different like vibe to the other one. So this is the upper floor. This is where the 2 bedrooms are, along with the main bathroom. If you wanted to add a bathroom onto the lower floor, you definitely could, by the way. It's just I decided not to, but there's definitely room to put a bathroom down there if you would like. I just decided not to because I just thought anyway, doesn't really matter why. But you're free to make any changes that you would like with these houses. But I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to download this house from the gallery, my origin ID is RachelPedd. Trade files, as always, are linked down in the description box below. You can get them for free from Sim File Share. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. You all take care, and I will see you again next time. Bye!